What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the 8th video in the Cashing In on Short-Term Rentals Masterclass. This video is brought to you by the Strategic Advisory Board and my company, the Bill Don't Buy Short-Term Rental Masterclass. So in this video, what I want to be talking about is how I raised over $5 million in 90 days for my deals. This was outside of all the other stuff that I was working on with my development business. So the very first thing I did was I started thinking about all my friends and family that I felt like either had some sort of investors or potentially could have had some sort of capital or some sort of money that was put aside, saved or something. What I did was, and I used this really cool tool called a memory jogger. You can just find it by going to memory jogger for raising money. And shout out to this company. This is not one of the first, this is not the first time I've seen a memory jogger like this. There are many different ones outside of whatever the Ops Boss coaching offers. But what this does is it sort of just gives you sort of a list of people that you can reach out to. Here it's just 2 pages. I've seen ones that are like 30 pages long that you can just Google them. But what you can do is like print something like this out and you just write next to it just the name of the people on this list, and then you can reach out to them. Hey, I'm working on these projects. This is potentially how much the project can make. This is potentially what the deal structure could look like, what the partnership could look like. You could potentially make this much money if we invest together. And again, I want you guys to consult an attorney. I want you guys to consult an accountant when it comes to this stuff. But this is how I did my original like raising capital. That sort of got me to the first like million or two, was reaching out to all these different people. And then from there, what I did was I started hopping on a lot of different podcasts. So there's a really cool methodology called the Dream 100. I originally learned it from Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels, but I know he had learned it from a couple other people. So he's not the original person to come up with this Dream 100, because there's thousands and tens of thousands of businesses that have utilized this methodology. But essentially what the Dream 100 is you want to focus either on Instagram, YouTube, blogging, any type of social media, podcasts. I focused on podcasts. And you want to write the top 100. And if you want to even go further than that, you can find the top 1,000 channels in the niche that you're in. So in this niche I'm in, you can think of the niche as business. You can think of this niche as passive income. You can think of this niche as short-term rentals or overall real estate. When I started, I just focused on real estate. And I tried to find the top 100 podcasts. The list eventually grew to like 1,000, or like right now it's like 2,500. But what I did was I just typed in top 100 real estate podcasts into Google. This could be top 1,000 real estate podcasts. It could be top 100 business podcasts. It could be top 1,000 podcasts. And what you're going to do is you're going to see these lists that come up. And what I want you to do is I want you to grab every single one of these names, copy and paste them, and put them into an Excel document like this. So this one has 150. This is one of my first ones that I had put together, but I know I'd put one together. Currently I have one that's like 2,500, and it's actually included in my coaching program, my masterclass. But what this is you're gonna copy and paste these names. You're gonna put it in here, and then you're gonna create a couple other fields: podcast name, email address, how many reviews on Apple the podcast has, average rating on the podcast. The average rating, give or take, is going to let you know how big the podcast actually is. Do they have a YouTube channel? You don't have to do this piece. This was just for me. And then if so, how many subscribers on the YouTube channel right here? So do they have a YouTube channel? Then how many subscribers? But honestly, all you need is just the podcast name, the email address, how many reviews on Apple, and then the average rating on Apple. And then where you find the email address or the contact info is you go into here, or what you can do is just like copy and paste this, say into Google. And usually something will come up. So here you have the podcast. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to find the actual homepage of the podcast. And what I've done in the past is I've gone on a tool called Fiverr. And if you guys don't know what Fiverr is, it's where you can hire freelancers. And I just type in data entry. And you could pay someone like $5 an hour to essentially do this for you. Because I haven't made the $2,500, person podcast one. That was a virtual assistant that did that for me that I found on Fiverr. But you go on Fiverr, type in data entry, and then choose one of these people that have a high review. I wouldn't pay more than $10 an hour. I like to stick to $5 an hour. But what I essentially tell them is I want you to find 1,000. I put that list together, this list, with the podcast name, the email address, how many reviews on Apple, and average podcast, and what their job is to find me 100 podcasts and the contact info of all these podcasts, and I'll pay them $5 an hour to do that. And then they'll give you the list in like a week or so, and then what you do is you contact these people. You contact every single one of these, and you tell them, hey, I'm working on these projects, I'm raising capital, I'd love to talk about my story, I'd like to talk about what I'm working on, and then tell them at the end that I plan on pitching your community on these deals because I think they're phenomenal deals, or we're developing these unique properties. That's just on podcast. You can do this method on almost any type of social media platform. You can put together Instagram posts and pay people to essentially promote your like projects. Again, I would recommend consulting an attorney before you actually do that, because there are specific laws that you have to sort of consider when it comes to raising capital, say like on social media when it's like Instagram and YouTube. But podcasts have been my favorite thing because I just love talking about my deals. And if anyone's interested in sort of connecting with me on the podcast, I push them to my website, and I push them towards the Invest Now button. And then what they can do is register. I tell them register now to invest, and then they'll create an account. And then from there, once they create an account, they're prompted to book a call with me. And then from there, we sort of talk about their goals and everything. If you guys are interested, so this is a website that I had someone build for me. But if you're interested in this platform, this is called Syndication Pro. And Syndication Pro, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. It's just the tool I use. I think that plugin's like $100 a month or something. But Syndication Pro is a really good plugin that you can plug into your buttons for your website, where it automatically handles all this the vetting for the most part. And then I just pushed my investors towards a call, and then from there I just get to know them and everything. But that's how I was able to raise $5 million through my website, through doing podcasts, to essentially fund all my deals. All of my deals that I do now are completely no money out of pocket. I don't pay any money out of my own pocket. All my investors help me guarantee the loan and put up all the money, and then I put together the deal and manage it. And that's how I've been able to grow a $10 million real estate portfolio, and I'm hoping to triple that next year. And I've only been doing this for like 5 or 6 years at this point. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys are interested in some of the stuff that I'm working on outside of just raising capital, I did put together a short-term rental development masterclass where there's group coaching, there's templates, there's joint venture structures in there, there's workbooks, there's group coaching, like a once a month, once every couple weeks, we do a group coaching on Facebook Live where you guys can ask me any questions. And that's the link to that's in the description below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. In the next video, what we're going to be talking about are the 3 people that you need on your short-term rental management team. So stay tuned for that. Thanks.